AskReddit by the iconic NZ. Your consciousness is sent back to when you were at age 15, and you maintain all of your current knowledge and experience. What do you do? I do not install League of Legends. Save more money. Take better care of my teeth. Not eat as much junk. Not date people who are just a waste of time. Not worry as much. Appreciate the irreplaceable things more. Not say some mean wrong things I said. Choose a different career path. Well, knowing me, I don't make the stupid choices I made for the past 31 years. But also knowing me, I would make totally different stupid choices. Because I'm human. Just because I could now avoid the traps I had fallen into back then, this does not mean I would not fall into different traps. But hopefully the sum total would be a better life. I know there are career changes I would make. There are financial decisions I would do a better job with. For instance, on the day I graduated college, Apple stock sold for 15 cents a share. If I had bought $5,000 worth of Apple stock that day, I could sell that today for $4.6 million. So there's that. Best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Second best time is today. Warn my grandma that she has cancer that will kill her in 9 years because they caught it too late. I think about this and my mom's cancer, but then I wonder what would the other paths be. Would she die sooner? Much later? More painfully? Without me having a chance to say goodbye? Focus on high school a bit better. Try and keep in touch with my best friend at that time a bit better after she moved across town. Talk with my dad more about family and stuff. Apologize for being a little shit in middle school more. Figure out my major a lot faster. I'd actually focus less. I was the kid that broke myself just for a small edge into college. I really could have been more well-rounded person, with less breakdown levels of stress. I was in my freshman year of high school. I'd go back and relive those years being completely and totally myself like I should have done way back when. If I could go back to high school as a 15-year-old while retaining the level of IJF that I have achieved now at 45, that would be magical. I would rule that school. Take better care of my teeth. Edit. Wow, thanks for the awards. Looking back, I wish it had been explained that cavities were growing holes in my teeth, and not something invasive, like a bacteria. A million times yes. Knowing about acid erosion as well as tooth decay would save a lot of future pain and dentist bills. Don't date my first girlfriend. Try to maintain friendships while moving. Take college more seriously. Buy Bitcoin. Hug my grandparents more often. I have a friend that has a weekly call to his grandparents and I do that. Honestly, just the knowledge that lots of the shit 15-year-old me was agonizing over and worrying about ultimately didn't bring about the end of the world would help. I'd know which things to stress about and which ones I could let go of. Just know that eventually everyone's face is a blurred memory. I go straight to the cops and report my father for abuse. I made the exact same comment. My father murdered the rest of my family that year. I could have stopped it if I had reported the violence. I am hugging my grandfather for a solid 5 minutes. My grandmother passed away today. I didn't spend enough time with her. I feel like I don't really know her. I don't know how to deal with this feeling. Try to convince my dad to short airline stocks in about a year. Gamble a lot on sports. I'm going to guess it's generational, but I like how for some the answer is buy Bitcoin and others, like this, are gamble on sports, and I think the difference is whether you've seen Back to the Future or not. Be single and lonely for a while. Holy shit, do I not want anything to do with most high schoolers. Yeah, a lot of people have remarked on the creep factor of being an adult in a kid's body dating kids, and that's 100% true. But even aside from that, I just can't imagine remotely wanting to even be with somebody who looks or acts 15, or even 18 after waiting a few years into the hypothetical. Edit. Of course my most upvoted comment would be about time travel creeps. I'm just glad it's anti. Buy up domain names and sell them after internet gets more mainstream. I remember reading that f.com sold to Facebook for about $7 million. Not bad. Stop my brother from killing himself. Edit. I put this comment with no thought and fell asleep almost immediately afterward. Thank you all so much for the overwhelming support. I still miss him so much more than I ever knew was possible, but it helps to think that he's no longer suffering the same kind of agony he was. Full stop. Full stop. And to the person that asked why and deleted their comment, burn in hell. Edit 2. I read through all the comments, and I can't muster the strength to reply to them all, but I love you all and I hope that one day we can all find true peace, and that if there is an afterlife and a god, or gods, I hope they are helping our loved ones see us through this until we can see them again. I am so sorry for your loss, hope you are coping better. UHH, watch my dad die all over again I guess, since by my 15th birthday it was already too late to treat his cancer. Miss my kids, knowing they'll never exist. Buy some Bitcoin, I guess, and overdose on cocaine on the yacht that I keep in the pool of my other yacht. Deleted. I never pick up a cigarette. On my 3rd week with no cigarettes. Not got any easier but it's what needs to be done. I wouldn't be too afraid to report my father to the authorities. I wouldn't live life in fear of his hands. I would fight back like I never did. Same. I'm surprised there aren't more comments like this. My dad was abusive towards my sister, mother and me, leaving us with severe trauma. He died when I was in the army back in '98, so I never had a sit down with him. He ruined our lives and died. Not fair. At 15 I would stand up to him, call the cops, or kick him out of our lives for good. Something, anything instead of continued abuse that left me messed up. I'd want to tweak a few things. Hit the pricks who messed with me. Kiss the girl when I should've. Spent more time with my old man. Little things. I'd live an existential dread that somehow, somewhere I'd mess something up and a chain of events that led to me meeting my wife and the subsequent birth of my children. Life without my children would destroy me. Utterly. Get some Bitcoin. Put a lot of effort into regularly working out. Learn professional cooking skills so I can whip up fancy food for myself. Got it. I'll be sure to take up cooking. Stop caring about what anyone thinks. I think the truth is, if this were to happen, the results would turn out to be bittersweet. It's easy to solve past problems in our minds, and maybe those solutions would actually work in a time travel scenario. But life adapts and new, unexpected situations always show up. So I'd probably end up running into another problem further down the line and regretting a different decision. There's a lot of comments in this thread about taking advantage of financial decisions. Maybe I'd become a Bitcoin billionaire. But who's to say that I wouldn't suffer the same fate as lottery winners, taxes, bankruptcy, fake friends, etc. This is really it. This question can be asked for any age to go back to any specific age and we would get the same answers. I would tell myself to chill maybe, but TBH I love my GF and my friends where I am right now, 34. I could be healthier or happier or vice versa. Just live in the now and be kind to people. It ain't hard. Everyone's saying what they'd do better while I'd be having a total mental breakdown. Can you imagine going back to living with your parents? Waking up at 6 AM to get a bus to be in class at 8 AM? Taking exams again? Having to study all over again? I have nightmares about this. Please no, I'd rather stay an adult please. You'd probably be a complete weirdo too. Everyone else is 15 while you're much older mentally and you know what's gonna happen and you treat people you shouldn't know weird because you actually do know them. Lose fat. Start lifting weights and running. Play less video games, sleep more. Nah, but for real, can you imagine how much more progress we would have if we started our fitness journey years earlier? I know it's bad to dwell on these things, but I can't help but imagine what if. 15-year-old me definitely needed to hear what a calorie deficit was. Save up my allowance. Buy Bitcoin. Same top answer every time it gets asked. You love to see it. School better. Experience more risky stuffs. Try to attain my driver's license earlier. Live a better life. That's too late. Mistakes have already been made. Well, as a currently 15-year-old, it's really interesting to read threads like these, since I can try avoiding the mistakes you all made. Edit. Reading through all your advice was too helpful, and it made me realize how important some things are I never thought about. Teeth, shits, posture. So THX guys, you're really helpful. Prosecute my ex-boyfriend for raping me. Call CPS on my mom and actually give information this time. Everything else can stay the same, mistakes and all. But if I could do it again, I'd do those two things differently. I wish that you could. It sounds like you've been through a lot. I'm so sorry. Be sad that my daughter will never be born. I'm currently divorcing her mother after a 15-year abusive marriage. I wouldn't go to university, possibly travel more and spend a bit more time deciding the direction I want to go with my life. I'd probably change my major. I know web development, so let's get into robotics this time. And work on coping with anxiety sooner. Recognize that my boyfriend is trying to groom me and break up with him before it's too late. Take a different course in college. It perhaps? Stay off the internet. Be more open and social. Work on my interpersonal skills. Build connections. Build a better relationship with my family. People here are getting rich or saving lives, but I'm 100% using this as an opportunity to deploy all the clever responses I came up with hours later in response to various people. I still have a lot of them memorized thanks to my brain's love of reviewing stupid things I've said and done over the decades late at night, so I feel pretty prepared. I'd be terrified. I hadn't met the love of my life then. I'd be scared I'd change things and end up never meeting him. Fuck, I'd be rich. Still in the music industry. The shit I know now would have been insane then. Get the hell out of my small town and roam the world. The same thing I do every night. Try and take over the world. I think so, brain, but balancing a family and a career, it's all too much for me. Made sure I started my relationship with my soon-to-be wife when I first met her instead of waiting a year. Would have warned my mother about her lungs so she would still be here with me. Outside of those major changes, probably would had made some investments in Bitcoin, Dodge and GameStop and helped my family out with the gains. Tell my parents to go fuck themselves and get the apprenticeship I want. Be the first person to repost this fucking question. Gotta register reddit.com first. Get that damn cat neutered. Deleted. Stop beating my meat so much and just fucking ask that girl out. Stop being cringe. Just straight up go for it. She's going to reject you and ask your friend out instead, but it's better to get rejected in person than over the phone. This would be quite some fun. No problems with school subjects, no depression, no anxiety. Would make the maximum out of it. Deleted.